Sometimes cross one over into a half lotus. Just keep the sits bones grounded and the shoulders away from the ears, and reach the crown of the head towards the ceiling and just settle in. Welcome to everyone to Monday Yoga. My name is Trudy and I also work for a local college online campus. But one of the favorite hours of my week is right here, Mondays at lunch. So settle in, deep breath in and out through the nose. Leave everything at the door for the next 55 minutes or so. Anytime during practice, things aren't working for you, just come back to your breath. It's your practice. Know where your body's at. If you have any nagging feelings in the body or in the mind, just come back to your breath. You slow the breath down by breathing in and out through the nose. Deep breath in through the nose, long, slow breath out. If you prefer to out through the mouth, you can do that as well. Close down the eyes. Tap into the breath. If you have a mantra that you would like to tap into today, maybe choose one of love. Whether it's I am loved, whether it's I am patient, whether it's I take care of myself. You spend a lot of time taking care of other people, so it's nice to spend the time here taking care of yourself. It's very hard to take care of others when we forget about ourselves. A little bit of box breath here, so we inhale through the nose for 4 counts, and then pause for 4, exhale for 4, pause for 4. If that doesn't work for you, you can choose a count that does. But that just gives you something to focus on. So deep breath in through the nose for 4. And then pause gently at the top. It's not so much a hold, but a pause. And then releasing out for 4 and a pause. So make sure you're fully exhaling. Take a few rounds of this on your own. Make sure the shoulders are away from the ears. Relax the jaw. Spine is nice and tall. Focus a little bit on our posture when we open the heart, and the chest also helps the posture. Let's open up the eyes, just blink them gently open. Maybe change, if you've got one foot in front of the other, just change it up so we're not sitting in the same spot all the time. Bring the hands to the knees. Deep breath in, hands come up overhead. And bring the hands to heart center. We'll do that 2 more times, just opening up the chest. Inhale, palms come out, on up. And hands to heart. And one more time, inhale. And hands to heart center. Let's bring our hands to our knees, and we'll just rotate the torso forward and back. So you're going to chin to chest when you're coming back. So just nice big circles here. Chest comes out towards the front and then back in, and the chin's coming into the chest, and as we come out, the gaze can come up a little bit. Just to bring some movement into the spine and the body. You might have been sitting at your desk or somewhere where you've been sedentary for a few hours, and just take that the other direction. And when you're ready, we'll come back to neutral, and we'll just give the neck a little bit of love here. So just tilting from side to side, just gently, and yes and no, side to side, whatever works for you. You can circle like a smile from the left to the right, and then maybe above left to right, maybe full circles. So whatever feels good for your neck right now. Mine is crackling. Reminds me to do this more. And then we'll do a little bit of our shoulders, so just gently shoulder rolls coming forward and back, small to big, so maybe start with small and maybe come big. And then the other direction, if you're going forward, go back, and vice versa. And now if we take one hand to the back of the head, just gently, we're just resting it there, and then one hand to the back of the spine, and just opening up the elbows here. Just trying to open up, the elbows are opening up so the chest is opening up. Deep breath in, long, slow breath out. See if you can bring the right elbow, I have my right elbow on top, doesn't really matter. Deep breath in, long, slow breath out, and then we'll just switch. So take the other hand, the opposite hand. So I'm going to put my left hand to the back of my head, the right hand, bottom of my spine, and just opening up the chest here. So the spine is nice and long. Sometimes we curl in, so you might not be able to get your arms this way, but as long as your spine is nice and long, wherever your arms are, that's okay. The more you do this, the more you'll be able to get your elbows out a little bit. And then one more time each side. Open up, see how far you can open, hand behind the head, lower hand on the bottom of the spine. And other side. And let's release. You don't have to have a block, but if you do, we'll come into Baddha Konasana, so just cobbler's pose, so open up. The feet can come together, the knees are to the side. You can have a little movement here first. Nice long spine, chin is parallel to the floor. Deep breath in through the nose, long slow breath out. Reminder to keep the shoulders away from the ears. When we do this, we're getting a little bit stressed in the neck. And if you want, take a block if you have it, and see what it feels like to put or a book, it doesn't matter, and you don't need to do any of the above. And see what it feels like to raise the feet. Does that feel good? You can bring opening up the hips here, and then we're just going to lean forward, okay? So you don't need anything here, you can just do it straight with your feet on the floor. So nice tall spine, and crawling the fingers forward, so keep the spine long, and once you've come to your edge, then you can just release down, release the head down towards the heels. Doesn't matter how far you come. Relax here, relax the jaw. Deep breath in through the nose, long, slow breath out. Maybe reach the fingertips forward if you haven't done so already. See if you can bring the arms as far forward as you can, and as you exhale, you may be able to crawl a little bit more. You can feel that in the lower back. Our spine gets sort of crunched all day long as we're sitting, not moving, and slowly but surely after an hour of sitting, that spine's kind of in a C shape. And let's slowly crawl the hands back up. You can take the block out if you like. I'm just going to what we call rock the baby. So let's take the right, take your right elbow, grasp your right knee, and then however feels comfortable for you to bring that knee up. It might be in front, it might be up high. So the intention is to bring it as close to your body as comfortable for you. You're going to open up the hip here. Make sure the spine's long. If you're curling over, just bring the foot out a little bit more. So once you have a nice grasp on there, we're going to rock it back and forth, keeping the sits bones grounded. So you'll feel a nice opening of the hip here. One leg will probably be better than the other and more mobile. Really important to keep the hips mobile and flexible. We'll particularly feel that in the winter when we're wandering around. I don't know how many times I've been happy to have a little bit of flexibility and mobility on the ice. All right. Let's take the other foot, so pick up the left. So left elbow to left knee, and however is comfortable for you to hang on to your shins here, and just rock it back and forth. Maybe you're bringing across a little more, and you can feel that outer hip here. And when you're ready, we can release. And just twist open here. So let's inhale the arms up overhead. We're going to twist open to the right. So you can bring your right hand back towards the back, 10 the fingers, and the left hand to the left knee. And the spine is nice and long. See if you can remember to keep the chin parallel to the mat. And you can gaze over the right shoulder, or if that's too much, just to the side. Deep breath in here, long, slow breath out. And maybe take the left hand, if it's comfortable for you, off of your knee and put it towards the back of your head. And then see if you can raise your elbow up a little bit. You do not have to do this. If this is comfortable for you, then try it. Keep a nice long spine here. One more breath in and out. And release, and we'll just take that to the other side. So inhale, arms come up over the head. And exhale, take the left hand behind and the right hand to the left knee. You can tent the fingers behind you to keep the spine nice and tall. The gaze can be wherever's comfortable for your neck. If there's any pain in your neck, don't turn it that way. Yoga is not supposed to be painful and uncomfortable. Deep breath in, long, slow breath out. And again, if you want to take the right hand just to the, there's no pressure here, you're just resting it there. And lifting up and twisting that way, bringing the elbow up towards the sky. You can see how that feels. And release. Let's inhale the arms up overhead. We're just going to take a little side bend. So right hand can clasp the left, and just bending over to the right side. Keeping the sits bones grounded. If you're lifting up, just come back a little bit. And try not to curl the spine forward. Sometimes we get a little bit complacent and we sort of start leaning forward. So pay attention. You don't have to do anything fast. You just have to do it with some integrity and note how your body is feeling. And just over to the left. Just switch the clasp of the hands. And release. From here, we'll come onto all fours for our cat-cow. So come into table. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. So find your neutral spine here. And you can just wiggle around a little bit, maybe wiggle the hips back and find some movement into the spine, just however you like first. And then when you're ready, come into your neutral table. And let's inhale, drop the belly. So you don't have to bend the elbows, but you can drop the belly. When the shoulders are coming back, the gaze is coming up. So the chin is lifting. You can stay here for a breath or two if you like, if that feels good. Inhale when we're opening the chest, open the heart. And exhale, curling into the spine, and the chin comes to the chest. You can stay in each of these as long as you like. So a few cat-cows on your own, however it feels good for you. Inhaling, chest comes out. Exhaling, curling, and wriggle the spine. At any time, you can maybe, when your chest is open, maybe you want to turn and look to the left toes and to the right toes. Two more here. Inhaling when the chest is opening. We'll come back to a neutral spine on your next exhale. And let's take the right, so you're coming back to your neutral table. So let's take the right fingertips just to the temples. So we're going to open up. See if we can open up to the right. Open the chest, over to the right. See how far your elbow can come up. Now we're going to bring the elbow either to the, the right elbow either to the left elbow or down to the wrist. So we're just going to open and close here. So inhaling, we're bringing that twist up. Exhaling, we're bringing the elbow as far down as comfortable for you. Just opening up and coming down. The gaze can just follow. Inhaling, coming up, Exhale and coming down. One more, and then we'll just switch to the other side. So when you're ready, come back to your neutral table. Maybe you need to move the hips around a little bit, and then take the left fingertips to the side of the temple, and let's lift up. So the gaze is coming up, and bringing that elbow down towards the right arm. And opening and closing here. And after the next exhale, let's come back to our neutral table. This time, let's take the right arm, we'll thread the needle. So take the right palm, reaches way up to the ceiling. And exhale, we're bringing that, threading that right arm underneath the left. And however far you come down here, maybe if you have a block or a pillow, you like it underneath your shoulder. So come right down as far as comfortable. So the right hand is extended underneath, the left hand can either come forward, nice stretch here, or it can come behind the back in a half bind. So you choose whatever works for you today, whatever works on this side of the body. We'll take 3 breaths here, in and out through the nose. The head can be resting on the mat if that's available to you, or on a pillow or a block. And when you're ready, we'll just bring that to the other side. So whichever side you did, flip to the other one. So I'm going to take my left hand, raising it up, fingertips to the sky, and then threading it underneath the right. So come right down as far as you can on your shoulder. Left hand is extending out to the side. The right fingertips are reaching forward or wherever you choose to put them. Maybe half bind. Maybe this side feels better than the other and you have a little more mobility. 3 breaths here. And when you're ready, coming back up. Let's come into kneeling. If these don't work for you, you can stand or you can stay down. You can sit. So come on onto your knees. The toes can be curled under, the tops of the feet can be flat. Inhaling, arms come up overhead. Keep the shoulders down. Deep breath in here, long, slow breath out. So this is sort of our I, and then we'll come into a Y, opening up. Palms can be forward. Down to the T, to a W, so we're bringing the elbows in, and then the hands coming behind the back, so palms facing out behind the back, opening up the shoulders here, elbows are sort of intending back. Deep breath in here, long, slow breath out. And we'll do this opener in a few different poses. So we'll do it one more time here, so we're reaching the arms up, I. So see if you can just really reach even taller, make the spine really long. Y. You can do this at your desk, you can do this anywhere, get up in the morning. T, open it up, really reaching for either end of the room. W, elbows coming in as far as you can to the sides, bringing the shoulders back. And then behind, opening out. And let's come hands down, back to our table. We're shifting up into down dog with bent knees. So into table, so we're going to shift the hips up and back. Keep a nice bend in the knees here. The ears are in between the elbows. You can pedal out here. Ankles cracking. Keep the knees nice and bent. Pedal out, move the hips, maybe looking back one way or the other. Generally the gaze is back, looking back between the toes. Deep breath in here, long, slow breath out. And knees up, down. And come to stillness, just for one breath. Inhale, exhale through the nose.
Now we're going to step the right foot forward between the hands. We're coming into a high lunge. So step the right foot forward. You can be the back foot, you're on the toes. So when you're ready, you may want to move the feet a little wider apart so you can feel some stability here. Some days we feel more stable than others. Shoulders away from the ears, and when you're ready, bring the hands to the thighs gently, so bringing the shoulders away from the ears. You can, if you're near a wall and you want to grab onto the wall, you can do that. So gently resting them on the thighs, bringing the shoulders back. And we'll do the same thing with the IYTW. So inhaling, arms coming up. Stay strong in the front. Knee is just, you should be able to see your front toes. So make sure you're nicely grounded into that front foot, up on the back toes. Your knee is sort of intending to sort of a 90-degree in the front. Okay, opening up to the Y and to the T. Shoulders back. And W, elbows in. And palms together in the back. Inhale, exhale through the nose here. Chin is parallel to the floor. Stay strong in that front leg. You can feel the quads a little bit fiery here. And when you're ready, we're going to release and bring the hands down to frame the front foot. And we'll step back into down dog so we can come to the other side. So step back to your down dog, wiggle out here, move the hips around, bending back and forth in the knees. Your heel does not have to come to the floor. Come to stillness. A nice deep breath in here. And when you're ready, we'll bring the left foot forward between the hands. It may take 3 steps, it doesn't matter. So find your stance here. You may want to open up the feet a little bit. They should be on a track. And maybe this one is wider than the other. Whatever you need to make you feel stable. That's when you're ready. Hands come to thighs. Side. Bring the shoulders back. Deep breath in here, long, slow breath out. Let's bring the hands up, reaching fingertips towards the sky. Opening up to Y. Opening up to T. Elbows in. And you're holding 2 platters here. Heart's striding forward, chest is open. And then bringing palms behind the back, bringing the elbows out. Nice deep breath here. Opening up the chest, showing the front leg. You should be able to see your toes. And you should be shaking a little bit right now. And when you're ready, let's come on down, bring the hands down to frame the front foot. We're stepping back into down dog just as a transition. So gently step back. As slowly or as quickly as you'd like to. Move the feet, move the hips. And this time we're doing a similar sequence, but in a warrior 2. So when you're ready, let's take the right foot in between the hands. The back foot is now open, so it's grounded. Both feet are grounded now. So the back foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. So nice strong stance here. Make sure you even out the weight distribution from your toes to your heels on both feet. Shoulders away from the ears. Bring the arms out, reaching to the front and back walls. Again, you should be able to see your front toes. So if your knee is too far forward, bring it back a little bit. Stay grounded in the back leg as well. And from here, let's straighten out the front leg. Let's bring the hands together. Looking up and come on back down. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhaling, straighten. Both legs are straight. Gaze comes up to the hands overhead. And warrior 2. And 1 more time. And now we'll stay here. And let's open up where you are. So you have your straight legs down to the Y. T. W. And hands behind the back, opening up the chest. Elbows are reaching back. And let's release back to warrior two. Deep breath in, long, slow breath out here. And when you're ready, we'll wiggle the hands down and free the front foot. Step back into your down dog. Curl out the feet, big bend in the knees. Take one breath in stillness in your down dog, and then we'll do that on the other side. Heels are not necessarily on the mat. You can be aiming them that way. Feet are about hip width. Gazes through the toes. When you're ready, let's inhale, take the left foot forward, or whichever foot you didn't just do. And setting up for your warrior two. So take a minute to set it up. So the heel of your front foot is tracking to the midline of your back foot. Bring your arms out. Find your nice solid stance here. You may take a minute to do that. And look around, make sure your knees not splitting out or in. Nice and solid here. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Bring the shoulders down. And we'll just take a little bit of movement. So inhaling, straighten out, arms come up overhead, gaze can come up if that works for you. Exhaling, back down to warrior two. Maybe you come down a little deeper. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling down. Inhaling. And exhale. Let's straighten up, bring the arms up. And then again, wide, open up. T, straighten out. Reaching the fingertips together. W, elbows come in, palms are up. Open the chest and in the back. Opening up the chest, elbows are coming back. And come back to our warrior two, just for one long slow breath here. And when you're ready, come on down, frame the front foot. This time we're stepping to the front of the mat. We're coming into a forward fold. So bring the back foot to meet the front, however many steps it takes you to get there. And big bend in the knees here. The belly is down to the thighs. Let the head hang heavy. Even at the weight between the heels and the toes. Maybe grab onto either elbow for your rag doll with the head hang. Sit back in the hips here. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And when you're ready, slowly, we're going to come on up to standing so the palms can come out to the side, deep bending the knees, inhaling, come on up. Hands together up top, and hands to heart center. We can bring our hands down by the side. Let's inhale the arms up overhead. We're just going to take a side bend here. Actually, once we have them up, let's take a little bit of a back bend. So just see if you can bring the shoulders down and just tilt back a little bit. It doesn't have to be far. And release. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling, come on back. And up. One more. And release. Let's take the right hand, clasp the left, tip over to the right. And let's back the other way, left hand, clasping onto the right. And release. Just do one little balance while we're here. Let's see if we can take, we're just not even going to do a tree, we'll just have the hands on the hips if that works. If you have a wall next to you and you want to hold on to something, we're just going to lift up. I'm grounding into my left foot, lifting up the right. Doesn't have to be far, it can just be an inch, it doesn't matter, you can have a walk. Just put all of the weight into that standing leg.
While you're doing that, remember to keep the shoulders down and back. If your hands want to come to heart center, you can do that. You might like them better out here. And then if you can, let's open up the right knee out, keeping the hips squared forward. Deep breath in, long, slow breath out. And bring it back. And release. Pull it out. Put all the weight in the right foot, grounding in through the right leg. When you're ready, you can pick the toes up. Maybe the toes are slightly touching. Maybe you can lift this one a little bit more. See how far you can get. And if you come out of it, you just come right back in. On your drishti, or close your eyes if you really want to challenge your balance. And when you're ready, open up to the left, but keeping the hips forward, and my standing leg is very shaky. Keeping the hips and shoulders forward. And let's bring it back. And release. Okay, if you have a strap, or anything that resembles anything like a strap, do a little bit of shoulder flossing. The same way we floss our teeth every day, flossing our shoulders is actually a really good thing. I keep one of these next to my desk, or sometimes if I don't, I just pick up anything I have that's long. So first we're standing with our feet about hip width, maybe shoulder width, if that's comfortable for you. At first, let's just open it so you're going to hold your strap or whatever it is you have just a little bit wider than your shoulders. So nice tall spine here. I'm just inhaling it up just above the head. So I'm not going to reach too far back right now. Keep the spine nice and long. And bring it down towards the thighs. So we'll do that 3 times. So inhaling up. This is a slow movement. Good mobility for the shoulders. And down. So on your own count, just a few times like this. And then when you're ready, you can open it up a little more, zoom in a little more to go further. And see if you can bring that. So same motion, but we're going to bring it a little bit further behind. So on the inhale, bring it behind the head. Not full range of motion yet, just where is just that little edge of comfort. So come on up. And the next time, we'll bring it to your full range of motion, so you may need to open up a little bit more and see how far you can come back. Can you come all the way back or partially? And you will find if you do this every day, you will eventually, you'll see a big difference in your range of motion in your shoulders, which, so maybe you can come all the way up and down and around. And if that's, you're feeling that that's, oh yeah, I can do that, tighten it up a little bit, and you'll see that it'll feel a little bit different. So you can play with that, and try to keep the elbows straight. So if the elbows are bending, loosen up. Okay, so that's, and now let's see if we can do some circles around. So you're kind of taking the strap out in front, open, and around. You can do it both ways, so it doesn't have to look any specific way, just keeping the elbows straight in this particular one. And then whichever way you're going, let's take it the other direction. And now let's take the strap over the head, and we're just going to tilt over to the right, so keeping the elbows nice and straight, however far you can go. So let's not lean into it, let's keep the posture there. So always maintain the integrity of your pose and your spine. And then reach to the left. And maybe let's open up the legs a little bit so that you have a bit of a wider stance. Your toes can be pointed almost in your goddess stance or forward, whatever's comfortable for you. We're just going to lean forward with the strap. So we'll bring it forward towards the floor, and then raising it up. And see, keep the spine nice and long here, so the spine is parallel to the floor. And you can raise it up, and just, you can play with this however short or long you want your strap, just to give the shoulders some motion here that they're not usually used to. And when you're ready, we can come back up. And we can put that down for now.
Just do a half sun salutation so you can come down to the floor. So I'll stand here, come to the front of your mats. The feet are about hip width, shoulders back down, nice tall spine. Inhaling, arms come up overhead. Deep breath in, and exhaling, forward fold, shift the hips back, hands coming down towards the mat. Let the head hang down, bend in the knees. Inhaling, straighten the legs, the palms come to the shins. The spine is nice and long and the gaze is forward. Exhaling, bend in the knees, forward fold. And then inhaling, arms come to the side, coming all the way up. Palms together over the head and hands to heart center. We'll do that one more time. Shoulders away from the ears. Deep breath in. Palms come up overhead. Shift back on the hips. Forward fold, bend the knees. Crown of the head comes towards the mat. Inhaling, straighten the legs. Palms come towards the shins. The gaze is a little bit forward. Nice long spine here, shoulders down. And forward fold, deep bend in the knees. Crown of the head comes towards the floor. And inhaling, legs come all the way up. And hands to heart center. This time when you come down, we'll do it one more time. We're going to stay down. So palms out, inhaling, and come up overhead. Exhaling, forward fold. And from this forward fold, just bring your knees down, just coming down to seated. Okay. Have our legs in our 90-90. Again, important for hip mobility. So I've got my left shin in front, it doesn't matter. So left shin in front at sort of a 90-degree angle or whatever works for you. And the back leg, same. So kind of nice tall spine here, and definitely you will feel probably one hip feels quite different than the other. So bring the spine nice and tall. And let's just twist over to in my case, the left. So if your left leg is forward, we're twisting that way. So the right palm just above the left knee, twisting towards that side. And release, twisting the other direction. One more time, coming back. And the other direction. And now with your hands behind you, unless you can do it with no hands. So just bring the palms and hands behind you. We're just going to rotate the 90-90, the deer pose, back and forth, just 5 or 6 times. If you can do it with no hands, that might be your goals. It's good flexibility, mobility practice here. They say that one of the criteria for longevity is if you can stand up with no hands. Get up from sitting with no hands. So you can try that one day, we'll do that together. Okay, when you're ready, we'll come to the other side. So whichever shin you have forward, take the other one forward. This is a little bit harder for me. So however close to the 90 you can get is perfectly fine, whatever works for your body. So we'll take the left hand, so whichever leg is in front, you're going to twist that way. So my left hand's coming just above my right knee. We never put our hands on the joints, so just above and below. Then twisting over to the right side. Looking over that right shoulder or to the side is fine. Deep breath in, long, slow breath out. And let's come the other direction. Twisting over to the left and back to the right. See if each time you twist, you can go a little bit further, keeping the spine nice and long. And we'll just shake that out by just coming back and forth between 90-90 a couple of times. Let's bring our feet, legs forward, come really nice tall spine here. You might need to move the flesh away from the buttocks so you're sitting nice and tall on the hip bones, on the sits bones rather. Deep breath in, arms come up overhead, flex the toes here. And long slow breath out, we're going to hinge forward, keeping the spine nice and long. And when you have hinged as far as comfortable for you, you can grab onto whatever and just curl in. You can round the back now and bring the head down towards the legs. Take 3 breaths here. No matter how far you come, but that you're doing it in each time, you'll feel like you can get a little bit further. You should feel this in the lower back. It's like 80 or 85% of people have lower back pain, and a lot of that is just a lot of the pressure that we keep on our back, so it's good to pay some attention. And when you're ready, let's just come back up. Let's take the right foot into the left thigh. And we'll just take a bend or fold into that left foot. So you can grasp wherever, lean over once again, keep the spine nice and tall. And then when you're ready, you can release into that and curl in. Breath in, long, slow breath out. Curl back up and just change sides. So I'm going to bring my left foot in to the right, inside of the right thigh. Come back to a nice tall spine. And then when you're ready, you can reach forward to that right shin. And if you're still sitting up straight, because that's as far as you can go, that's as far as you can go. Sometimes if you do have your strap or whatever you're using, that's actually a really nice way to help you come down a little bit further. But not till there's pain, just until it feels like there's a little bit of a stretch. And when you're ready, we can release that. So let's lie down on our back. Slowly. So the feet are grounded. We'll have our figure 4 here. So the shoulders are connected to the mat. Bend in the knees. Feet are on the mat. The gaze is up. You can close your eyes. The gaze is up towards the ceiling. We'll take our right foot and place it just under or on our thigh of our left, if that works for you. You can bring that left heel closer into the buttocks if you like. So you may want to stay here. If you want a little bit more, then you can clasp the hands behind the left thigh and bring it in towards the body. So that means the right knee is also coming in towards the body. Flexing in the left foot and flexing both feet actually. So keep these shoulders down on the mat. If your shoulders are raising up, you're curled up and come back out. You should feel relaxed here in the back. If you like, you can actually you can straighten out the left leg as if you're stopping on the ceiling. Deep breath in here, long, slow breath out. And wherever your foot is, let's bring that left foot down to the mat if it's not already there. And let's take the right foot, so crossing that leg right over now. So you're in the same position, but now we're going to intend that the right heel towards the floor. The right foot's coming over to your left side as far as comfortable for you. So we're coming into just a supine twist here. So opening the arms up into a T. Any supine twist that works for you, you can come into that. Not all twists work for everybody. So our arms are in a T right now. So why don't we just take the palms are facing up. Now let's bring the palms up over the head. So stay connected with the floor as much as you can. If not, that's okay, but that's the intention. So we're, again, giving the shoulders a nice opportunity to be mobile here. And coming up over the head, so you're basically making a nice big circle. So right now my hands are over my head, so keeping the arms straight and long. And then bringing the arms all the way down, so the palms are up and then they come down straight alongside body. Your gaze can be, my gaze now is up straight to the ceiling, or if you prefer to turn your head over to the right, the opposite. And then, so just do a few more of those, nice big circles, trying to keep the arms in the back of the palms on the floor. And anything doesn't feel good, stop doing it. And we'll take this to the other side, so gently bring the feet to the mat and pivot for the other side. So I'm going to cross my left foot just underneath my right knee. So my heel is just under my right knee. And if you want to, you can pick up the right leg, clasping the hands behind the thigh, flexing the right foot. You can take the elbow if you like, pushing out on the left knee, so you're pushing that knee away from the body. You can feel that in your hips. You can straighten out the right leg if you like, so the foot is stopping towards the ceiling. Keeping the shoulders engaged with the mat though, so again, if you're curling up and back out, and just ease out of it a little bit. 3 breaths here. And when you're ready, we'll take the foot that's in the air down to the mat if it is not already. And then shifting the hips to the left and bringing that left foot down to the right side on the floor. Opening up the arms to a T. You're twisting here a little bit. Your gaze can be up towards the ceiling or to the left side. And then we're going to again make a big circle so the arms are nice and wide, the palms are facing up, and we're just going to circle around the head up towards over the head. So the palms or the hands will connect or not. And then coming all the way back down, hands to the side body. Keeping the shoulders grounded. A few of these on your own. And when you're ready, we'll bring our feet to the floor. We'll just take the knees in towards the chest, grasping the knees tightly, closely into the chest, and maybe raise the forehead up to the knees. So you're just gonna balance that out. We're coming into our Shavasana for a few moments. So we'll let that go, reach really long, toes to the end of the mat, fingertips to the other end. Nice big stretch here, and any other movement you might want to make before you have your few minutes in your final resting pose. Your Shavasana, traditional Shavasana, your feet are mat width, toes pointing up towards the ceiling on the sides, let them splay open. Shoulders are connected with the mat. If your lower back is not connected to the mat, you may prefer to put the feet on the mat and lock the knees together. So the feet are hip width, but the knees are locked together. Then you'll feel the lower part of your back connected to the mat. And the palms are facing up, just along the side body. Close down the eyes. I'll take a few moments here and I'll let you know when it's time to come back. Scan your body from your toes all the way to the crown of the head. Relaxing the toes to the heels, shins and thighs. Torso, the chest and the shoulders, the heart's nice and open. The fingers relax in the hands. Release the jaw and let the face relax. Uncrunch the forehead. Few minutes here. When you're ready, you can start to wiggle the fingers and toes, bring some movement back to the body. Think about your heart chakra. In fact, the color of the heart chakra is green and it's not red. You don't have red. It symbolizes nature and life, harmony and renewal. And love, which is the foundation of everything. So keeping our heart chakra in balance is really important for our well-being. You'll notice when it's out of balance because your energy won't flow freely and you might feel feelings that are not great, not what you want to feel. Those are the times when you want to tap into that and see how you can bring back that balance. So you come on over to your side and eventually make your way to seated. Back to the breath. Think about how you're going to nourish yourself today, this week, and every day. This is just one way when we get together and practice together. Already, bring the hands out to the side, palms open, inhaling, arms come up overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart center. We'll do two more like that, opening up the heart and the chest. Palms out. Inhaling. And release. Excellent. One more. Find room for one more breath. And release. You've given Lucy love today and always, and thank you